For all of my hardcore traditional Lenormand fans, well, I say Lenormand, fans of the GT, the GRANDTABLEAU, you might look at my videos and think, well, I don't recognize that format, the 9x4 layout. I've only ever seen an 8x4 plus 4, so what is the difference? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a fake reading, all right? I'm going to do a dummy reading, and I just wanted to show you, you've got to kind of imagine that I have someone across the table from me, and I'm doing a reading for them. And I wanted to show you what it would look like if I was to lay a grand tableau, the GRANDTABLEAU, or GT as I call it, in the way that you might have seen all over YouTube and TikTok and Instagram. This is the sort of standard, typical way of doing it. And I want to just talk about the problems that I have found. But first of all, if you are new to reading cards, I recommend that you learn how to do a riffle shuffle with a bridge. There are some really good tutorials out there. I'll just kind of briefly show you what I'm doing. So I take my cards, I split them in half. I always do this on a table so that I can kind of get them nice and neatly lined up. I have, can I think about what I'm doing now? It's sort of I'm always on automatic pilot doing this. I have my thumbs underneath, my pointy fingers, index fingers on the sides, and then 3 fingers on the bottom, which will become the bottom. And then my pointy fingers I use to kind of spring. I create a spring. And the mistake that a lot of people make when they're learning to read cards, or learning to shuffle especially, is they don't put enough pressure on. Your cards are not going to break in half. Don't worry, they're bendy. That's the whole point. And the reason why we do a riffle is this, a riffle shuffle with a bridge. Notice where I put my thumbs in and I bend, is to bend the cards the other way so that they keep their shape, all right? Anyway. So if I was to do a reading, I'm going to do this fairly quickly because I want to do a series of shorter videos for you now. Imagine I have someone in front of me. What I would do is say, take a nice deep breath. And let's imagine that we're in a beautiful old hotel. We step into an elevator on the 10th floor. As I count down 10, 9, you feel yourself becoming more and more relaxed, going deeper into your mind. Take a nice deep breath. 8, 7, deeper still, 6, 5, 4, 3, feeling very relaxed now, 2 and 1. Imagine the doors open at the bottom into a beautiful old library. It's filled with every book that's ever been written, but there's one book. It's much larger than all the rest, and that book has your name and a number between 1 and 36 on the front of the book. When you can see the number really clearly, when you can command your deep mind to hold the number in place for more than a few seconds so you can noticing it, or you can command your deep mind to make that number much bigger than any other number. Perhaps it's textured, all right? Whatever you need to imagine for it to stand out. Let me know what that number is. The person will say, okay, number 20. And I'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Okay, I know that number 20 is the garden. So not only they're telling me where to go to in the deck, so I know I'm in the right place for that person for the reading, but also I know that more than likely what is on their mind right now is something to do with other people, something to do with friends or neighbors or people in their community, their local area, maybe people they know online, maybe they're involved in some sort of group online, maybe a Lenormand reading group, and there's been some kind of fallout or something, or they're annoyed at the moderator, right? So it gives you a theme. So, and I find that works really well. Now, I just wanted to explain why I do the countdowns. If I bring up on Google, brainwaves. You can look at this yourself as well. So if you look at a brainwave chart, understanding brainwaves. So when we are kind of, our brains are racing effectively, when we're experiencing sort of insight, you know, it's that real intense alertness. We go into what's called gamma waves between 30 to 100 hertz. When we slow down a little bit more in the normal thinking kind of realm, the normal thinking stage, the concentration, alertness during the day, we're into beta waves, 12 to 30 hertz. When we slow down even more, we go into what's called alpha waves. They are bigger waves, 8 to 12 hertz, from meditation, creativity, relaxation, those sort of activities. Then when we get into visualization, trance, and into dreaming, we go into theta waves, 4 to 8 hertz. What I'm trying to do when I do the elevator to the library is go from gamma or beta down into alpha or even theta for both me and the person that I'm reading for. Just to explain. Why do we do that? Because it's in the slower brain waves where we are more able to access the deep mind. The library is the Akashic Records. So if I was doing an 8x4 plus 4, I start by laying out the cards. Go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Hopefully I'll have enough space. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm sure these are going to be off the end, but never mind. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. All right, so this is what you would probably find in most examples if you type in the Lenormand or Lenormand Grand Tableau into Google or YouTube. You'll see an 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 by 4. 1, 2, 3, 4 plus 4, 4 at the bottom. So make up 36 cards. This is what I was first confronted with when I began to be interested in Lenormand 5 years ago. And it is one of these spreads that I do not like at all, for a number of reasons. Now, what you'll find is that a lot of people will know the houses. So, I mean, in theory, I sort of do, of course, because I'm familiar with these cards. So I know that house number 1 is the house of the rider, house number 2 is the house of the clover, house number 3 is the house of the ship, house number 4 is the house of the house, house number 5 is the house of the tree, house number 6 is the house of the clouds, and so on, all the way to, you know, house number 36 is the house of the cross. But I can't sort of, well, not only do I not use this spread, but also I can't sort of automatically say, this is this house, this is this house. Some people can. If that works for them, that's great. I can't. So I like to have the houses laid out. Now also, so apart from the fact that the cards are not in houses, the only way that I can mirror is with 32 of the 36 cards, all right? And so the last 4 cards we can't mirror. The last 4 cards with this kind of reading, with the times that I have done it and been successful with it, which are few and far between, to be honest with you, the last 4 cards have worked as a kind of an email header. This is the subject of the email. The subject of the email would be the crossroads, the rider, 29, player 2, what people call the woman card, and I'm just showing you a very traditional way of laying this out, and the clover. And so this would be kind of what the main story is, and then the other cards will tell you what's going on. And you can, of course, kind of see, you know, in terms of a map of time, time flows from left to right. The clouds are here, so we have some event here, perhaps, that's happened with mum or family or traveling or something like that. Perhaps there's been some sort of illness here, especially with the tree and the coffin, the scythe. This would be surgery, this would be some kind of thing happening, change. But to be honest with you, I just simply cannot get anywhere near the level of detail that I do, and it's just not easy to read, I find. So as far as I'm concerned, I just do not like this spread. This is the last time, I guarantee you, the last time you will ever see me doing this. I'm never doing this again. I will never lay this for myself. I will never lay it for anyone else ever again. So, but I just wanted to do it once just to show you what it looks like. Yeah, if this works for you, then great. You know, if you want to play about with it, great. But I wasted so much time, and I do consider it to be a waste of time now. I wasted so much time trying to follow tutorials. I wasted so much time trying to figure this out when it would have been so much easier if I had just done this. So I'm now going to show you, I'm going to show you my reading mat before we go into the next video. Okay, let's get rid of these cards. And like I've said before, by the way, I love these cards. I love the Silbernacht Lenormand. I think the designs are really beautiful. They're amazing, you know. But I personally find that they're far too similar in color. I just can't really use them that easily. I mean, it may be the case that the more that I experiment with them, the easier it becomes, the more familiar I become with them, because I definitely would like to use them for a grand tableau, because they do look gorgeous. They're beautiful in pictures, but I'm kind of at the stage now where I think if it ain't broke, don't fix it. You know, I really love these cards, not only because I am not heterosexual, but also just because the bright colors make it so easy for me to find which cards are where, and also look at clusters and groupings of cards. This was meant to be a shorter video, and so far it's not, but we're going to end it in a moment. I just wanted to show you, I've laid these cards down just so I can work out where this needs to be. Okay, so this is my rather unusual reading mat. I'm sure that you will not find many people who do this. I certainly have not found anyone else on TikTok or YouTube or Instagram who does what I do. I've said before that I got the idea, or I learnt the 9x4 Leno GT from Andy Boroveshengra's book 36. I think it's just called 36, or Lenormand 36 cards, I think. And it's quite a small little book, but I noticed this layout and I thought, I'm going to try this. And at first I found it really imposing and a bit scary. It just seemed very square. Well, it's not square, it's an oblong actually, but I was very intimidated by it. But then as soon as I tried it, I realized how much easier it was to use. Now, I always make my own reading mat, and I write the names of the houses. So we've got the rider, clover, ship, house, the tree, the clouds, the snake, the coffin, the bouquet, the scythe, the whip, which I kind of messed up a little bit there. Never mind, the birds, the child, the fox, the bear, the star, the stork, the dog, the tower, the garden, the mountain, the ways, 23, the mice, the heart, the ring, I don't know why I said the number there, 26 the book, 27 the letter, player 1, player 2, the lily, the sun, the moon, the key, the fish, the anchor, and the cross. Okay, so also, as you will notice, we have got some bind runes happening. We have got a sigil for Uriel. There we go, Archangel Uriel. We've got some bind runes, a bind rune that I kind of created using Fehu, Gebo, Oroth, also Algiz. There's probably something else in there as well. And Ivas, of course, very important. Ivas was the main sort of backbone of it, I suppose, because it is represents Yggdrasil world tree. And you will notice that we have some words. So I like to enchant my reading mats. I like to effectively cast a spell, and so I wrote this. Black as crow and dark as night, I call the shadows, please bring me light. Show me the things I need to see, as I command, so mote it be. And as you can see, I signed it, Zand West, Blessed Be, Saturday the 7th of February 2026. So I'm going to make another one of these fairly soon. I'll make a new one for the autumn time. I might do some interesting designs with pumpkins or something. I don't know. I might even design one and print it out. Although I kind of like just writing, because sometimes I will have ideas or revelations and I'll literally just kind of draw or scribble on the reading mat. Sometimes I make notes. I will do all sorts of different things. I'll write down numbers that have meaning, or we have, you know, symbols of planets here: Jupiter, Mercury, Saturn, Mars, the moon, symbol for the sun, all sorts of things. And I have found that, and also I'll put sort of oil in, sometimes patchouli oil, or oud al-abyad I love as well. I'll put incense. I'll kind of, you know, put it over some incense or some frankincense to get it to really infuse into the cardboard. And I found it works really well. It works really, really well, because it is what I call the gate. I've always called, ever since the start, the grand tableau for me is the gate. It is a gateway into the astral world. It's also a gateway through time and space. And it just kind of establishes my spiritual connection with it. I love it. But also, apart from anything else, cardboard is nice and light. And I have actually taken this with me when I've gone out a few times, and it's relatively small and it fits this deck perfectly. The way that I made it is I just laid out the cards and I worked out that I needed enough space to write the names of the houses: Rider, see, Scythe, the Tower, Player 1. If I show you the other side, just so you get an idea: the Bouquet, the Dog, the Letter, the Cross. So it's a bespoke reading mat. There is no other reading mat like this in the world. It is the one and only. And I just love it. I love the fact that when I sit down at my table and I take out this reading mat, I feel connected. And by the way, just in case you're wondering about the words, they are not meant to be sort of dark or demonic or anything like that. I just like writing poetry. And when I refer to the shadows, I'm referring to the subconscious mind. So I call the shadows: please bring me light, enlighten me, give me information. That's why I say, show me the things I need to see, as I command, so mote it be. I think about doing shadow work. I think about the subconscious, bringing the unconscious conscious, right? And I have found this works really well. Anyway, I hope that that video was interesting, just to give you a totally, you know, to show you the contrast from initially having the 8x4+4 grand tableau, where we're not reading cards and houses. There's no board, there's no words, you know, there's no real kind of connection to it. I didn't feel anything, whereas with this, I feel everything. I feel love because it is my connection with my ancestors. So I'm not reading on my own. I'm asking my ancestors to help me with every reading I do, and all of the people who've gone before me. And so it's like having a room full of hierophants and high priestesses in a sense, and it really helps. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you have not already done so, please consider subscribing. If you've enjoyed it, please give me a thumbs up. That would be great. Let me know in the comments, have you ever seen someone doing this before? Is this completely new to you? Have I given you a different way of thinking about reading Leno that hopefully makes it more exciting? What kinds of videos do you want me to make? Let me know, because I'm really enjoying getting back into this now. I stopped doing TikTok because I just found it to be a bit toxic, really. I just don't like all of the community guidelines and everything. It's a very it's just full of hypocrisy, frankly. The same as with Instagram. Popular accounts get to do whatever they want, and small accounts tend to get just constant issues, you know. So I feel much calmer and more peaceful not doing TikTok and having a more private world. So, but I'm really enjoying making these videos. I've sort of gone back to what I used to do, and I really I love filming things from above. It's really nice because I love watching it back and I get to see what you see. Anyway, have a great day, sending you love and light, positive energy, and I'll be back very shortly. We're going to do some short videos looking at the example reading that I did in the masterclass, but little small chunks at a time. Okay, bye.